Hey everybody, it's author Rebecca Hefner here, and I am really excited because we have Ross Kinnaird here from Booksky, which is a new platform. And you guys know that I'm always interested in learning about new platforms and ways that we can find to sell our books outside of Amazon and Audible. And so, Ross, welcome. Happy to have you here.
Thank you. Happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Yes, of course. Okay, so I have questions, and so I want to ask my questions because I'm sure authors will have a lot of questions about your platform. So first of all, it seems like you created the platform yourself and you kind of built this from scratch. So tell me a little bit about like how you came up with the idea and what made you get into building a whole new platform.
It's a good question because sometimes I look back to where Booksky is now, and I have to remind myself where I started from. The truth is, I'm an author myself,
Okay.
and it did start from that side, but also I also have 18 years plus in experience in tech. I worked in PayPal, in Facebook, Meta and
Okay.
Instagram, and then I'm quite into the social and the tech
Yeah,
side.
nice
And then in the
background.
last yeah, and then in the last 5 years, I put myself all in with my books, my series. I write fantasy romance, and yeah, I found out about the world of writing and authors and how beautiful and painful it can be at
Yes.
times. Depends where you are, what you
Yeah.
write, what tools you have in your hands. So when we look at Booksky, you have to see me desperately pulling my hair, trying to figure out how to sell my books. And it wasn't, I came into this world naive, like many others, thinking I wrote my book, everybody's going to read it.
Right.
But reality hit quite soon when I realized that no marketing, no reading. And that's
That's
when
right.
I went to almost all in with KDP, with Amazon, of course. And we got results at first, but the wave lasts as long as it
That's
can.
right.
And then you just produce your second book, your third book, but things seems not going back as well as they were. And then I started to see all the limitations of all these tools. And that's when I figured out maybe wide was my way because I write in such a small niche that it was. I know fantasy romance might look big, but I write fantasy romance, which
Right.
means it's quite small.
Yeah,
And
smaller
that's
and niche.
when,
Yeah.
yeah, no, it doesn't look like once you're in, it looks big enough
Right.
as as a segment, but it's quite small. So I realized that I felt KDP was a bit restrictive. At times I wasn't happy with their reporting. I was
Mm.
all about tech and I was like, give me the data. I want to see that if you give me the data, I can make the difference, which of course we know that's not
Which you
quite
won't get,
possible.
unfortunately. Right. That's why I'm such a big proponent of direct selling because you can see every single metric in your dashboard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's when I decided to make the jump, go wide. I opened my own Shopify shop, like many
Right.
others. It seems like our path is the same along the
Yeah.
way for everybody.
Yeah. I've got my Shopify
And
store and
that's when I started to get a bit happier in the way that I was getting more data. I was dealing with customers directly, my readers, I knew them. It was a bit easier, still with a lot of limitations because I also have audiobooks. So the next step was like, how do I get the audiobooks in-house after paying so much money to get the
yeah.
narrator that I wanted? With the voice that I fell in love when I heard it for the first time, it's like I need to get this done properly.
Yeah.
And that's when I started to explore websites and when I could have a paywall system where people could buy just to get in and then access to the audiobooks and
Hmm.
listen to the whole series. So I had, for a while, I had like 4 or 5 different apps and systems and tools juggling together, all giving a little bit of fraction of what I really wanted and needed. And the data was completely fragmented. So
Hmm.
that's when I was like, okay, this needs to stop now. So I built my own website. I said, okay, I can code. I know tech, I know social media, I know
Yeah.
writing. So let me do it myself. I built my own website in like 3 months. It was
Okay.
I mean, for me, it
Nice.
was important to be pretty. I wanted to give that pretty look, but also take the data back. And that's how my website started. And as I built my relationship with other authors, and we talked like on a daily basis, either in my segment or other genres, we started to talk about how the website was performing and the data that I was getting. And then I started to get requests, will you build my website? Will you give me the code? Will you tell me how to do it?
Right.
Lots of requests. And I took them seriously because I wanted to
Yeah.
help them out. And then one of my closest friends, which is an engineer, she said to me, why don't you just do it yourself and take that burden off their shoulders and just give them the platform that they want?
It's
And
you
that's
make
how
it sound so
Booksky
easy.
was born.
I'll just build a retail platform. No, I think that's amazing. I mean, I feel your pain. Like I have the same pain points as you, and I've always wanted to be able to build like a something that could rival KU. Like I always felt like Kobo Plus was such a great idea in theory, and I do well on Kobo Plus, but it still has not been able to like be like a really true competitor to
Yeah.
KU yet. And it does great and it's chugging along, but yeah, but I do not have your skills. So I can barely use Instagram half the time. I'm like, what's a trial reel? No, I'm getting better. But anyway, the point is that, I think that's great that you're able to like have those skills and like build a platform. So that's
Yeah.
awesome. Okay. So yeah, so a lot of authors listening to this, I mean, basically the authors that I talk to are always authors who are wide and direct. I always tell KU authors, like, I love you, but I have nothing for you because that's not my lane, you know? Everyone watching this is probably going to have the same pain points that we have. So, okay. So
Yeah.
when you created this platform and you said, okay, I'm going to create a sales platform. So it seems like you have the option to do that authors can upload ebooks and audiobooks, and you have like a physical book option. Tell me about like the different ways that authors can, like the different formats that authors can sell on your platform.
Yeah, as I said, because I was bringing with me the authors that I was talking to every day. For me, was I can't leave anybody behind, and because I sell no formats as well, I was the guinea pig, the perfect guinea pig. Like I couldn't
Right.
leave physical books behind, special edition behind, audiobooks, serialized fiction, because I write also on a chapter basis too. I
Okay.
have a few ongoing, so there was no like anything you can put on writing. I had to be on
Okay.
Booksky. So yes, in Booksky you can have your own ebooks, audiobooks on any length of any, there is not limits whatsoever. Physical books of any shape and form. It could be classic paperbacks, hardcover, special editions, uh, any special edition. And I'm going to get back to that because they're special also on Booksky.
Mm.
And then serialized fiction, where you can just put your own cover and you can publish chapter by chapter. People can get access to your book, to your serialized fiction as a wall or on a chapter basis.
Okay.
So they
So would
get
that
notified when
be,
there is a new
yeah.
chapter coming in and they can continue reading.
Okay, that's really interesting. So would that be like I guess a competitor to page something like it would be like Patreon or Ream or something like that, right? And so
Yeah,
I'm interested in that because I've always wanted to set up something like that, but I tried on Ream and it didn't, and whatever. And Patreon is like too much for my brain. So that's
yeah.
something I would be interested in. Now, could you do that with audiobooks too, where you like release a chapter, maybe like early release a chapter of a book that you're going to release like for paid subscribers, like set up something like that?
Technically, you could. There is no a specific implementation of something like this, but you could. So,
Okay.
like, you can find your way to do it, but it's not like it's a dedicated way of doing it.
Okay.
Audiobooks were meant to be as an entire audiobook, but the system allows you to do a preview, a pre-release, or you name it, but not on a chapter basis. So which means that you might just release a preview with one or two chapters, but then you will have to go back and update it. But you can do it. You
Okay.
literally every week you can add new chapters, and people will just get new chapters in the audiobook. So that's possible. A Booksky in general is very flexible. It's not very static as KDP or Shopify. there is a lot of things you can do and mix match things in a way you want, even cross format. You can even
Oh,
do like a full from ebook to audiobook to serial all together, where people reader
cool.
can cross path no matter
Yeah.
what format you choose. And then I will send to you special editions are special books Kai too, because they are not only part of the listing on the physical books section, but also they appear as a special section in your author page within Booksky. So when you register in Booksky as an author for free, of course,
Mhm.
you're able to put a specific section where you can put the special editions and can put pictures, images, videos, showcase your work, put
Okay.
text into it if you want to highlight something specific. It's full on, but it's like a window shop in your author
Yeah,
page. So they have the special
that's cool.
attribute there.
Very cool. All right. Yeah, I like all the options. Okay, so let's get into, so my next two questions are going to be on, yeah, like how is there an upload fee and royalties and AI we'll get to after that. So okay,
Yeah.
so there's no upload fee. So then my question would be, so authors can upload their books or audiobooks for free. What royalty do you pay? And are there restrictions? And the reason I'm asking that is because some of the new sites like don't let you price an audiobook lower than like 2.99 or whatever. And so like how does that work on your site? Tell me all about like royalties and pricing and stuff like that.
Yeah. So as a build book sky, so we build book sky, and I touch base with all the authors and I get their feedback. So we evolved the structure and the fees and the way people can put the price on their books. The main idea that remains since the beginning is the book sky is a way of giving authors the ability to run their business the way they like.
Okay.
So, and why do they go to Shopify or to KDP or to Kobo? Because they're trying to find a way in each of them to find a
Hmm.
way for them to sell at their best. So when with Booksky, the idea was the same. Is this limitation necessary? Does it give any benefit to anybody? Does it give benefit to the authors or to the readers? If it doesn't, then it doesn't belong to Booksky. So just to go back to the price range, for example, there is no limits. The only
Okay.
limit is the one imposed by the card providers. So the payment processor will expect a minimum transaction to go through.
Hmm.
So you get free, so you can put your books for free if you want to. At the moment, only ebooks allow you to put them for free. There is not free for audiobooks option. It's technically built in, but it's not active yet.
Okay.
We need to see the demand first. If we see the demand, we will turn it
Okay.
on. For ebooks, you have free, and then we have a minimum of 65 cents because
Okay.
that's what Visa and MasterCard require. So either
Right.
it's free or it's at least 65 cents. There's no
Okay.
restriction in that way. When we talk about Royal, and then you can go as high as you want.
Okay. That's
So
good.
there's no upper limit. Yes. And in terms of royalties, we have different brackets based on what product you're selling. So
Okay.
ebooks, we compete against Amazon, offering 75% of any transaction or any sale.
Okay.
And for audiobooks, we have 60% of
That's
any
good.
sale,
Okay.
mainly because we are still looking to raise that percentage. The main issue for us at the moment is the cost of hosting the content. As you
Yes.
know, servers could be very
Yes.
expensive, so we try to reduce as much as we could on our side. But that's why
Yeah.
audiobooks have a lower royalty rate compared to ebooks because their files are
Yeah,
way bigger.
that that makes sense. File storage for audiobooks is I've talked about this a lot with Damon from BookFunnel. Like when we create an audiobook on BookFunnel to sell through Shopify, right? Like that's our delivery system.
Yeah,
Um, people are like, oh, we have to pay extra for the audiobook, package. But what they don't understand is that he's storing all of those files and you're storing all of those files, and
correct,
audio files are much bigger than ebook files than EPUBs. So yeah, I think a lot of people don't understand how
correct.
much that
And
costs.
and there is also the streaming portion of it. It's not only about storing the file, but also streaming it back to the readers.
Mhm.
That that bandwidth is has a cost. Now, of course, we made some deals with big companies where it could give us the right price
Mhm.
just to make sure the authors could get as much as they could. But there is always something better coming along the way. That's why I'm saying 60%
Yeah.
is our starting point, and then if we can do any better, of course we will. And then for
Okay.
physical books, our royalties are 88% flat. Shippings are completely free of any charges or fees. So let's say you sell your paperback, you get 80% of your price. And if you put any shipping, by the way, you can put any shipping you like. You decide the
Okay.
amount for any book or of any type. You get that shipping to you, send it to you directly. So there is no charges of anything because, I mean, it's important that you have as much as you can to ship your
Yeah.
books.
And so when you say physical books, these are books that we're buying the author copies, they're ordering on Booksky, and then we're signing and sending to the customers, right? This is not something like a integration with like Book Vault or something like that, right?
That is also integration, yes.
Oh, there's
So
okay.
you can do as you want. You can either take orders and redirect them to Book Vault. We have another two companies that we're dealing with. One is Lulu, but we have some issues in terms of costs. So we're
Uh-huh.
trying to get the right one before we activate it. It's all built in, but it's not ready. But you have Book Vault already in place. We had many meetings with Book Vault. I don't know if you have experience with Book Vault. They know
Yeah, I
they're
don't
great
use
at
it
printing
because I don't like
books,
their
but
yeah,
they know
yeah.
they're great at
I
printing books, but customer service it could be
yeah, yeah.
difficult. But we
Yeah.
made it. We made it. So you can either
That's good.
redirect to BookVault or you can ship the books yourself.
Okay.
And as I said, you can every time you upload your book, like let's say you're putting your paperback on, you can decide I'll ship myself, I'll use BookVault. If you did and you already linked your BookVault account, your book is listed there, so you can see it already. Any order that it's linked to that book will go directly to BookVault
Okay.
and you'll be able to dictate if you ship yourself, you will be able to dictate the shippings. So how much you want to charge. And
Okay.
you'll also be able to dictate where to ship. So you can
Okay.
select which country to ship to.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, that's good for, so I guess, so you guys would be the seller of record, I guess, just like if we sold on Amazon, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
That makes it easier, I think, for people to do international. So I sell signed books on my site, but I only sell in the US because I don't want to deal with shipping physical books anywhere else because it's just a headache.
Yeah.
So yeah, using sites like yours to do international, that seems like a good for like physical books. That seems like a good option.
Yeah.
That's
Or
good.
even if it's country within country. So let's say we have a good number of Australian authors and it's not, I'm not taking this lightly, saying that they have a hard time
Yeah.
to run their business. They have a lot of problems with KDP, but also shipping books from Australia, even to Australia. It's quite messy.
Yeah.
So even if you do within your own country, you can select to ship only in that country, which makes
Right.
things way easier because you have your own suppliers, you know what to do, how to do it, you know how long it's going to take, you know how much you're going to charge. So you can
Right.
even select one country and you'll be happy at.
Okay, that's great. Okay, so I'm sensing like it seems like the theme is that there's a lot of flexibility and authors can like set up their account and the way that they want. So I am an author with 4 pen names because I'm crazy. So how do you handle multiple pen names? Does the author, I don't have them all connected. I like to keep them separate. So does the author like upload and then they can just like it's like Amazon where they can just list the name? Like, do y'all have something to handle
Uh,
that?
this was something that we tried to figure out at the very beginning.
Hmm.
I don't have a second pen name, so I write only with one pen name. But the authors that we're working with, while Book Sky was becoming a thing, they did. There were few major concerns in terms of royalties and payments and compliance, but also in terms of system and security.
Hmm.
So we then decided to keep them separate, which means if an author has different pen names, they will have them under different pen names accounts.
So
So each
different.
account,
Okay.
different accounts.
Okay.
Still, there is an option to switch, which to make things easier. So all you have to do is click the switch, and your dashboard, everything changes, and it moves
Okay.
to the other pen name. The only thing is, it won't be an aggregated data. So
Okay.
it means you will have under pen name A, you will have your data, pen name B, you will have a different sets of data, which also should make sense for an author that has two different
Yeah.
businesses because a pen name represents a genre or represents a readership. So I
Mhm.
think that's actually a good thing.
Yeah, I agree. I like keeping mine separate. That's how Curios has it set up, is that I have four separate accounts and then I just toggle between them. And I mean, I think if you're an author and you decide to have multiple pen names like I do, you just already know that you're going to set yourself up for a little bit more work. I like the extra work because I like trying different things. Now, not everyone is like me. I understand that. But for authors who are like me and who are adventurous and who like trying different things, I think we're okay with I'm okay with having like multiple accounts because yes, I do like keeping that data separate. And then
And
can
there
I
is
pivot?
also And there is also a major feature connected to your pen name on Booksky that it's like a reader magnet where there is
Okay,
literally the entire world around your books and your pen name. It's gravitating, it's pulling readers in, which means if we
nice.
do a merge of pen names, that feature would be pretty much broken. So, for
Okay,
example, the authors you're following by pen name. If you put a new chapter or new book, that type of notification will go only to that set of readers.
right.
Series titles, they are connected to your pen names. So
Okay.
if we have multiple pen names, these books won't be merged together as a one series. And I might show you later on, there is a beautiful showcase of series where
Yes,
your
we're gonna
pen
get
name as an author, yes, you're at the central, part of that feature. So pen name
yes.
would break that.
Okay, awesome. Yes, I want you to show us the stuff, but I just want to ask these questions first before I forget. Okay, so that all makes sense. And then okay, so tell me about AI. This I get asked about this a lot. So authors are in several camps about AI. I personally don't use Gen AI at all, and I've promised my readers I won't. I know some authors use it. I'm not here to police anybody's business. Everyone's an adult; they can decide how they want to do their business. But with that being said, I think the questions around this are like, do you use AI in building the platform? And if so, how? And also, are you allowing AI narrated audiobooks and AI written books on the site? Because some authors just don't want to, like that's why some authors are leaving Amazon. I have one pen name. I don't publish on Amazon at all. And like, I'm so happy that I don't have to deal with their AI slop, so
Yeah.
tell me a little bit about all that stuff.
Yeah. Well, when Booksky was built, AI was already a thing. It was already in every debate, in every Facebook group, Facebook page. So you can imagine since the moment Booksky was built and I was talking to authors, the question would always be, at least one question would be, what about AI?
Yes.
It could have been like, what about do we let them in or let them in, like this mysterious creatures? Do we stop them? Do we review their work? What do we do? It was clear since the start that this debate will not end soon and still
Right.
ongoing. We don't know when
Yep.
it's going to end. It was clear that we had strong opinions. As an author, I have my own opinion. As a Booksky business owner, I have an opinion. All the authors that helped me build Booksky had their own opinions, mostly similar to mine. But one question will remain, okay, what's the business value? What's Booksky business value? Why Booksky was built? Booksky wasn't built to dictate to somebody how to run their business. It was to facilitate their business, to help authors to get out there and get all the features and tools that they couldn't get access to, and the data, especially the data. So we thought, are we stepping and, on a higher bench, telling people what to do or not to do? We had a long conversation and a 50-50 kind of answers. We decided that Booksky should not tell any author how to run their business. We're not, as you said, we're not, you know, policing their work. We're not checking if they decided to use a narrator that is completely AI, although to me, as a personal opinion, you can tell right away there's no connection, but it's their decision, their business. On the other hand, we decided to not have Booksky facilitating any of AI tools implementations. That means there is no way on Booksky to produce audiobooks using AI, to edit or produce ebooks via AI. There is no sponsorship of any kind with any AI tool. We don't use any marketing partnership that uses AI. So there is none of that. The only
Okay.
thing we have in place, to be completely transparent, especially because predates AI, which I already discussed with you, is translations.
Right.
So when you upload your ebooks, you can decide as an author, and it's your decision to let the book be translated via Google API, which is not AI. It's the old translation system. It's the
Mm-hmm.
automated translate. The same when you copy and paste your a piece of
Mm-hmm.
work on Google, and it's optional and it's not required. And if you have your own translations, you can just upload your translations with no issues. And if you do, your book will be flagged to readers saying this book is being translated. Like if you select, let's say your book is in English and you selected Spanish as a second language to be translated in, when they get into the reader and they select language, it will show a banner saying this book has been automatically translated.
Okay.
Quality won't be what you expect it to be.
Okay. Got it. Okay. One last question to clarify. That all makes sense to me. One last question to clarify. When authors upload books, do they have to disclose this audiobook was narrated by AI, the cover was made by AI? Do they have to disclose, like check a box or no?
There is no checkbox.
Okay.
There is no checkbox in the way that we had this field at the beginning, and then we went back to the business value, and we decided to not do it right away. I can't promise that it won't be there
Right.
forever, but right now, Booksky is oriented at collecting as much feedback as we can, authors' experience as we can. When we have enough data to make that call, we might re-enable that field.
Okay.
It's there, but it's not visible right now.
Okay, that makes sense. And you guys are still new, so I understand like things are changing and evolving. I mean, I do think my own personal feedback is, especially audiobook listeners, because audiobooks are my thing, is that they do want to be able to filter between human narrated and not human narrated audiobooks. But again, you guys are new and it's a new platform. So like,
The option
yes,
is
I
there.
think
The option is
oh,
there. It's not active,
okay.
but it's
Okay.
there. It's not active
Okay.
yet. It's not visible yet. Remember, as you've probably seen, we release updates on a weekly basis.
Yeah. Yeah, I
So
like that.
every week
Yeah.
there's something new. So we usually prepare everything, prepare the
Yeah.
field. We test it ourselves. We make sure that there's not bugs. Then we start calling some others to be the beta testers. And then if everything goes smoothly, then usually that option appears. The filter is there. It's not visible. But for example, in
Okay.
audiobooks, the filter is there.
Okay, good. That's good to know. Okay, so I think that answers my like preliminary question. So I think what I'd like to do is have you share your screen and give us a demo so that we can see what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
To the app first so we can see the front end for readers. And that's pretty much what readers see, either on their desktop or on their app. We are on iOS Apple Store or Android Google Store, or even Microsoft Store. So on your laptop, if you're a Microsoft user, you can either use your browser or you can use the app. There is an app for
Okay.
that too. So the only thing that changes pretty much is the layout, but the app is 99.5% identical,
Okay.
app or desktop. So
I'm
when
Gen
user
X, so I do
land,
everything on a
oh,
laptop, but I'm sure other people will use their phone.
I'm millennial and I do pretty much everything on my desk because I'm blind.
Yeah.
So I need a
Fair.
big screen. So as
Fair.
you can see, when people land on Booksky, either on the app or on desktop, they land on the homepage. It's one of the things that we were proud the most because it looks like a full library on, like you just don't know even where to start from. There is
Hmm.
a central part that has the logo, but also flips with the editor choice. So when you land on the site, if it will flip for 30 seconds, show you our preference. So we literally read the book ourselves and we thought, this is actually good.
Hmm.
We should sponsor it ourselves. And it's on the homepage, it's not related to ads. You can pay to get that spot. That's a completely editor choice. So
Okay.
it's Booksky. understanding of what's high quality, which also pushes the narrative of that's the type of books we want.
Yes, that's great.
Right. To go
Okay.
back to the
Yeah,
previous
so
point.
yeah, that's good. No
Yeah.
slop on the main page.
Exactly. So you can see a few things there. You can search your books from the top as you would expect in any app of this kind. You can see where you were at on the last book you were reading, which is going to be our next week spotlight. We just finished it, so it's still there because I haven't finished to 100%, but that's an easy way to get back to it.
Right.
And you see that is my account here, and then the different sections plus the menu at the top.
Okay.
That
And
menu
can
at the
authors,
top,
so I have a quick question.
yeah,
Can authors like pay to have their book featured on this front page? Do you guys offer that yet?
it's in the plan. There is
Okay.
no a system in the system is in place, and we haven't launched it yet. But right now we go by. So when Booksky was being created, the authors that joined the venture, we wanted to say thank you and give back what we received. So we're pushing their books based on quality, of course, first. So if
That
you
makes
joined this
sense.
venture, you took your risks. We want to say thank you by putting your book in the front page or
Yeah,
anywhere
that's great.
possible. Up to this stage, authors that join now get also $200 of free ads, worth of free ads. But
Nice.
that might complicate things. Booksky has also its own ad system built into
Okay.
it. If you want to put your book in any section before any other book, there's also that system. We won't get to that because it's going to take
I
forever.
we
But
should, yeah, I mean, like advertising is good. That's where it's at. So if you guys have a
yeah,
advertising system built in, kind of like Amazon does, that's fantastic because then
correct.
authors can pay to get more eyes on their books. Yeah. Okay.
Correct. Yes. So as I was saying to you, at the top you have your menu section there, and it's pretty much the app settings and profile settings. You get your notifications if you publish a new book and I'm following you as an author, then I'll see a notification in there. I'll show you how to see the authors you follow, which is they're listed here. So for example, if Diana publishes a new book or a new chapter in her series, bang on, I get a notification and I'll be there reading the next chapter or checking out the
Mm,
new book.
okay.
That is while I'm here, this is the library section. For me as a reader, you can see all the TBRs that I have there listed that I put it there,
Hmm.
mostly because I'm testing it more than anything else, but also because that's my private account, that's not Booksky account. So
Okay.
as an author, I'm checking these books up and putting on my TBR.
Got it.
And then I have the series that I purchased, the audiobooks I purchased, and then the ebooks that I purchased, plus the option to either pin the book and have it there ready in case I want to get back quickly to it, or search, or
Okay.
upload my own files. That's one of the most recent updates. We released this update last week. We we understood through the data that people would like to migrate to Booksky, but they don't want to leave the library behind of the books that they have. So your uploads will allow them just to put their own files on their library. They won't be able to, they won't be shared anywhere in the app, but that's
Oh,
just in their own library.
got it. Okay.
And you can see there is an offline function too. So that means you don't have to be online. You can offline the book. Another business value for Booksky was security and protection for all authors. We know that piracy is hard to fight, but let's not make it easier for them. So that
Right.
means that there is no file that can actually be accessed. It doesn't matter
Okay.
if we're thinking of using third-party tools like BookFunnel, we cut that completely out. We do it ourselves. That means that the file is not accessible. When you do an offline reading, the book becomes a kind of like in a cloud where you can read it offline, but then it's gone. Like it's not, you can't extract the file in any way, shape, or form because it's crypted in a cloud
Right.
on
Okay.
your
And
own
I assume,
device. Yeah.
so I assume on your phone, you have a reading app and a listening app similar to Kindle and Audible, right? It's a similar type of app that they're listening to the audiobook.
It's one
Or
app. It's Bookscan. You do everything via the same app.
right, right.
So
Yeah,
once
everything. So
you,
right. So like Chirp, Audible, Book Sky, it's all this, it's all like an app that you just go in and everything is in your library there. Yeah.
Correct. And then based on what item you're using, sorry, what format you reading, then you get to a different section of the app. I'll show you
Got it.
now on the screen as well.
Yeah.
Let me show you directly here. Like if you, let's say I want to play this audiobook, when I get to it, I don't only see the details of the audiobooks, the player is integrated.
Right.
You don't
That's
have to
great.
go anywhere else. So
Yeah,
once
that's great.
you click play or you select your chapters, then you can just, you don't have to go anywhere else. And if you're on
Perfect.
mobile, it gets this nice effect where it saves batteries because the screen becomes black. You only can see the button to play and pause the audiobook.
Okay, cool. Cool. Very nice. Okay, yeah, it looks very nice. It's like a very it's like a slick looking site. I like it. Very
Polished,
organized.
and you can customize the way you want. Like you can
Okay.
choose to change colors and themes. Right now, this is the default because it's the best for phones in terms of batteries. But you can switch and use a theme that you like. There is a spring theme, which is all clear and pinkish. Then you have just a simple white theme. Or if you're reading at night and you don't want to just, stay
Mm-hmm.
awake for too long, you just go on black theme. Like you can change the colors that you like based on
Okay.
what you feel like. So it's completely customizable in that way. And every section responds pretty much in the same way. You have your own list of top sellers, you have based on genres, you can filter up here based on your language, price, and
Mm-hmm.
genre. And there is also for audiobooks, the filters that we said it's here, but you can't see it yet.
Right.
It's just
Yeah.
after language, but the structure is exactly the same.
Okay.
And the same is for books. And that's what I'm going to show you now in a second of what I meant with your special window shopping
Yes.
author page. You have your own, all your physical books. And for any book of any format, once you get into it, you don't only get the specific series to know more about the series, to see how many other books you have in series, but you also get to go to the author page directly. So once you get there, you get the author details. You can decide to bookmark that author and follow it and get notification. You can get access to their own website if they have one, their social media. You can see their rankings within Booksky. So, and that's not only based on sales, it's based on total ranking as an author because you could write in different genres, for example.
Okay.
And then you get the list of the books with special attention to special editions with, let me revert back to the original theme, where you get your own, you can write as an author, you can put the details that you like and
Right.
showcase the books that you like.
Very nice. Yeah, that looks great. Now, is there a way on the screen that they can like sign up for your newsletter? And also, to caveat on that question, uh, is there a way you could do a free reader magnet and have them automatically like set up a flow where they're automatically added to your list if they subscribe to your reader magnet?
Yes. So let's say when you say the magnet, you mean a free book that it's usually quite short compared
Yeah.
to the rest of your series, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So yes, that option is in place. So there is a few authors that are already using the system on ebooks. So if you go and get one of the free books here, once you finish the book, you get automatically what's next. So it would be a bit like Netflix. We pretty much copying the same feature from Netflix. It
Okay.
literally gives you the next available in series, both on the app, but also inside the reader. So let's say you are, let me put this one because I have a purchase, so I can show it to you. Let's say you are inside the ebook reader.
Hmm.
So you have this option that shows up when you finish the book.
Okay.
And it tells you this is the next in series. You can go directly there and you can decide to purchase it and read everything you want. Or you can decide to TPRs. You can decide to share with somebody, to just like it, or leave a comment. You can do social. It's completely
Yeah.
integrated into the system.
That's great. I think, yeah, I think we were talking about Kobo earlier, and I think that's one of the things that they haven't figured out yet. Spotify too for audiobooks. They don't recommend the next book in the series, and that really lowers sell through. And that's something that I've been working with Kobo and Spotify on. Like they're never going to get sell through for authors if they don't find an easy way to recommend the next book or audiobook in the series. So that's an awesome feature. I think every platform should have that. Um, my
Even if
other
they are
question.
just
Oh, go ahead.
even if they're just idle on their, if they're just there in the library doing nothing, just looking at the beautiful books they purchased, if there is any that they finish, the cover will actually flip and
Yeah.
says, that's the next one. And I mean, what you're waiting for. That's the
Right.
next book
Right.
in series.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's
Amazon
there for
does.
them to remind them.
Yeah. I mean, Amazon does that really well. So that is one thing I'll give them. They do that really, really well. So
Yeah,
that's good that you do that because like sites need to really get together with that. Now, another
yeah.
question I had, speaking of like, whatever, mailing lists and reader magnets, when people purchase on Booksky, do the authors get their email address in any way, or is it, do, yeah,
So
like, yeah.
yeah, let me jump directly to the author side. So as we transition to this side, you can see what it looks like for an author, right? So you can do it either within the app or you can just bookmark the site. All you have to do is click authors on the menu.
Okay.
And then once you're there, you just go, you log in or sign up if it's your first time. And then you just go to the dashboard and you just get there. Now that's my dashboard as a private author, so that's not Booksky, but just to give you an idea.
Okay.
So so the data is there, everything is there, especially if you go on real-time analytics, which is something that we are proud of Booksky. You get instant visibility on what's happening with your
Okay.
books. If somebody sees, checks out any of your books, reads any of your books, listen to any of your audiobooks, or adds cards, TBRs, leaves a comment, like you see it immediately.
Okay.
Even attribution links work the same way. If
Okay.
you create an attribution link within Booksky, it's also updated instantly. There is no delay of whatsoever
Okay.
because the data is there all the time. So when to go back to your question, let's say the last 30 days of activity as me as a Ross J. Kinnaird, that's everything that's happened in Booksky connected to me as an author, right?
Okay.
So you can see everything mashed there together, but you can select and decide what type of data you want to look at. If you want to see only people who read your books, you don't want to look at sales or anything like that. You just want to see people that actually currently or have been reading your
Hmm.
books. From where you can even get down, scroll down and see the details of everything that's happened.
Okay.
You can see there's
Cool.
somebody in Winnipeg, for example, that is a visitor that hasn't purchased my book, but it seems very interested because it's been reading my book in the last few days. Or
Right.
on the other side, you have customers who purchased your books, and you can see there how they're reading your book. So
And
you can literally
so do you get those customers' emails or no? Do you guys probably keep that because of like,
we do we are we are trying to find a way to. So right now where we stand, because email address EU are
yes.
part of the data that you cannot share,
Right.
we can't tell you exactly, look, that's the email, rossjkinr.com.
Right.
You technically, on a compliance perspective, you can't do that. However, that doesn't mean that the data is lost. That doesn't mean that everything you can gain from that data is not there. Even sending newsletters and information, you can send newsletters to your people without knowing their email because we just give it to you. We just give you
Right.
access to the feature and do it yourself. So, for example, if you go on an order tab and you just open up, you can't see the custom email, but you can do send email. Just to give an example, right?
Cool. Yeah, that's
So it doesn't mean not being able to share the data doesn't mean that we can't give you access to the tool to use that data that will remain private.
right. Okay, got it. Got it. Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
good workaround. Okay, very cool.
yeah.
Very cool.
So to answer your question, yes, it's there. We give the feature completely, but you can't read the specific email. If that's gonna change, In the future, as I say to you, it's already there. The only thing we can show, like, we can do is showing the email. So if that changes in the future, all you have to do is change one tiny code and the email
Just
would be
flip the
there.
switch. Yeah. Okay. So that
Yeah.
makes sense. And then when authors are uploading, they're basically just uploading an EPUB for, same as the other sites, right? And they're doing their individual MP3s for their audiobooks and like setting the metadata, like all the stuff you do on the other sites, right? It's all similar.
Yeah, it's very similar. It's very straightforward. It's a three-step process, and it's pretty much the same across all formats. Audiobooks are a bit different because the list could be huge of
Right.
chapters you uploading, but you can move them around and things like that. But the process is very simple. I'll show you in a second, and you'll get it right away. You have page one with all your book details, your metadata. You have everything in there. If you don't have a ISBN, Booksky will assign one for you. So that's also to facilitate, people that want to leave KDP because they rely on the
Right.
ISBN that they get from them. And then on
Right.
stage two, you get your cover and an EPUB. You have two options here. Well, the cover is just whatever. And then you have two options for the content. Either you can upload your file directly and forget, like as I say, upload and forget. It's done. It's your EPUB. Probably you format it with using Vellum or any other tool.
Atticus.
Or
That's what I use because I'm iMac illiterate, but yes.
yeah, but then again, and then again, that authors might need a certain amount of money to be able to purchase Mac, to be able to use Vellum, to be able to subscribe to a service. So what we did instead was offering a second option, which is upload and format, which is what KDP offers. You upload your file and then you can do your edits yourself. You can add pictures, you can make changes, you
Nice.
can write an entire chapter if you like, but it's all within that. And then you just preview your book when it's done, and then stage
That's
three,
great.
it's when you set the price. It's
Okay.
straightforward.
That is really cool. Yeah, having an ebook formatter like built in is yeah, because I don't know how to use a Mac. I never have. Maybe I'll learn one day. So I can't use Vellum. So I use
I
Atlas.
use it in work. Facebook
Yeah.
is all about Mac. So when I work in Facebook, I had to learn to use Mac, but also to test the app for iPhones. Everything goes on Mac. So it
Yes.
was like a reminder that I have to be flexible and never stop
Yeah.
learning all the tools
No,
that are needed. But
exactly.
yeah, the process is simple, very simple.
Yeah,
And
that's
then if
great.
you struggle, if you get stuck somewhere, all you have to do is literally type the we message here, and you get either the topic guide where you can get any information that it's already there for you to use. There are videos to show you how to do things, or just read through, or you can even send us a message
Okay,
and say,
awesome. Yeah.
"Hi, I'm stuck. I can't upload the book, or what does it mean this and that?" You just
Yeah.
send a message. We'll receive it. We'll try to reply within the next 10 minutes. Sometimes it could be 15, 20, but we quite quick. And you can leave the page open. It's not going to expire. It's not, you don't have to
Okay.
refresh or redo everything. You can save your draft. So you're not going to lose anything.
Lose your work. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It looks I think the site looks great. So now how many okay, wait, before so show me anything else you want to show me and then we'll exit back out and I'll ask you my final questions.
Right. So a few things that you might like to see
Yeah.
quickly. I'm just gonna fly
Yeah.
through, and then if there is something that catches your eye,
I,
just you
yeah.
tell me. I'll
I don't want to
stop.
rush you, but I know authors are busy. So I always try to I want to see the basics and then they can come on and they can create an account and they can play around in the back end and all this stuff.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And since the beginning, we've been quite close to the authors. So if they want to request support, we're just going to do it with them. I'm not saying that we got to the stage where we were formatting books for them, but
Ah,
close to it.
okay.
We were starting. Booksky was just being born, so we were not picky. We were just like we do anything for them, and we did.
Yeah, you'll
So,
help.
and we
Yeah.
still do that. We still do that. So if anybody needs help, it could be overwhelming at first,
Right.
but hey, we asked for something this big, right?
Yeah.
So,
That's great. I love it. I love the support. That's
so
awesome.
you can see the by account section there on the left side. That's you as an author. It contains all the info you need as an author, your profile info. You decide where to ship your books, your physical books. You dictate what genres you write in. This is important because it matches your readers,
Okay.
which means A, your ads, B, your ads on Booksky, and B, your the way your books are shown to people, there is a priority based on genres.
Okay.
So
Got it.
if I'm a reader but I read only I don't know historical fiction, and you don't have historical fiction tagged as an author, you'll be delisted in a way that you won't get high priority in the way we show books.
Okay.
We don't want to use an algorithm to show people, oh, because we think you know you as a reader,
Mm-hmm.
then here's the book. We don't want to use that because often it goes wrong and it starts to get in a path where it gets out of control. Instead, we
Right.
do like a full match. It's like a matching site. That's what
Yeah.
you like. That's what she writes. Off you go.
That's great. That's great. I
Yeah.
fight with algorithms a lot, so not having another one is great.
We all do. We all do. Then you have
Right.
your cat info. That's your information as your legal information as author. Your author page. That's where you create the back end of the author page that I showed you earlier on. That's where you put your picture, your bio, your social media, all the gallery that you want to show, videos, pictures, and any special message for your special editions.
Okay.
Then you
Awesome.
get your payment info. So you tell us how you want to get paid. There's three ways to get paid, which is PayPal payment, bank payment, any bank, and Revolut. So we're
What
quite
was the last
flexible
one?
also. Revolut. So
Oh, I don't
Revolut
know.
is, I don't know if
Okay.
it's not very famous in US, but it's very popular in EU.
Okay.
Uh, it's a payment app. It's
Okay.
very friendly. You send money so easily. But anyway, we
Cool.
offer all options there.
Okay.
If you're running ads, you get your ads billing in the ad section billing. If you're running ads on Booksky, so you can see this is the list of my ads, mostly testing. And then you get your royalty statement every cycle. When you get your royalties, we're hitting the cycle next week. That's going to be our first revenue payment cycle. So it
Okay.
means as a Ross Kinnaird, I'll see the first statement here saying May 2026 paid out, and
Right.
I'll get the statement.
Okay. Cool.
For in terms of, I showed you already the analytics, so I'm going to get back to it just to show you how deep we go. So when we said authors need the data, you can't imagine the amount of data you're going to get and the things you're going to learn from your readers that you might not know before. And
Yeah,
I'm
this is
speaking that for
awesome.
myself too. So, for example, when I get to reading and I check the progress of reading, now don't shame me for the drop in in reading sessions is because we stopped the ads 2 weeks ago because we had to review the data. So we wanted
Got
to make sure that wasn't biased. But anyway, that's the
it.
amount of reading sessions. And I can see how many visitors open the book just to look at it, but they're not really engaged readers. I can see the true readers in progress because they bought the book, which means there is a recorded progress of where they at, how many completed total hours, and then you can see the reader funnel, where they at, where did they stop, which which book if you have multiple books. But then you get that's again you see reader one, two, three. This would be emails, as we discussed earlier on.
Okay,
You can
got it.
identify
Yeah.
them as the name comes through across the entire app. So if you see reader one or reader 15 and you see it somewhere else, it's the same person.
That's really
So you don't get
interesting.
confused.
Okay. Yeah.
And what countries they're from, and then some suggestions, which as authors we brought, which meant this is usually the case. If somebody drops this match from chapter one to chapter two, from chapter two to chapter three, get a look at your chapter, the intro chapter, get a look at your ending of the first chapter. The typical suggestions we might get, they're completely optional. Nobody has to do anything with their books. They're just hint. It's completely optional. The same is for all the other activities. For example,
Yeah.
listening activities, you get the same information. As you can see, my audiobooks got stronger compared to ebooks. And I suppose it's because the narrator is really good.
Yeah.
You you can see how many people landed on your book specifically, not just Books Guy. You can see people that have been looking at your books. And
Okay.
which books too. From where, what type of format, is a special edition, is an audiobook. You can you can take decisions, business decisions then. If you know that your audiobooks are selling more and in a specific country, that's where you're going to put your Facebook ads next. My
Yeah.
audiobooks are selling better. They're selling in US, but not in UK. Let me focus and, narrow that down. You
Yeah.
can do all sorts of, you know,
Yeah,
logic
that's great.
matching.
Yeah, yeah, that's great data. Like that's why authors open direct stores because they want this level of data. So yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think the
Very.
last one, which is what it interests us the more, is the royalties section. That's where I get, let me show you, let's go this year so we get more data. So this is me as an author. That's the royalty sales that I have there that I'm waiting to get on next week.
Mhm.
And what did I sell? Where did they come from? Ebooks, audiobooks. As you can see, I sold special editions too. It was only one, but we just begun. It's 8 weeks, so it's not too bad.
Yeah.
And then that's where you get your total. And if you have any ads running within Booksky itself, you also get it there. So you can have your balance sheet where money coming in, money going out, and your attribution link, which I told you before. You can create your link, put it
Yeah.
in a newsletter, putting in a Facebook ad, and then
Mhm.
suddenly you can tell who is coming from where immediately just by checking the real-time analytics and
Yes.
scroll down, and
Yeah,
you
that's
can
great.
see.
Attribution links are so key when you're running ads. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, so this is me pure testing, so you can't really see, but if I scroll long enough, here we go, you can see this is a attribution link that attached to
Right.
an ad.
Okay. Nice. Okay. Yeah, that's great. Yeah. And these are ads that they're running on platform. Everything is on platform. So they're not that's not attribution ads from like a Facebook ad to Booksky. This is all in
No,
Booksky.
no, it can be anything you like. You can take the attribution link and use it on a Facebook ad. So
Okay.
if you go on Facebook Ads Manager and then you put the attribution link, if somebody clicks and read the book and buys it, you see the all flow.
Cool. That's
Even it's
great.
just if they just open the book without buying it, you can see, okay, this person was interested enough to open the book, which is a step more
Right.
than just clicking on the ad. So it
Yeah.
works end to end. If there's something
That's great.
that all the others so far that we have onboarded are happy is the full visibility end to end. Sometimes they even all
Yeah.
overwhelmed to a sense that they've been discussing and having kind of coaching session where they've been saying to me, is it bad that I'm getting so many people looking at the book and reading it but not buying it?
Ah,
And my answer is always, it's always been like this, but you never
it's
seen
always
it.
been this. Yeah. You just don't see it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, think of how many free books we have to give away on like a book club to get like read through, right? So like that makes sense, you know?
Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
Awesome. Okay, this looks like that. You've done a fantastic job here. Everything looks great. Okay, cool. Let's come back
And
out. Thank
this,
you for
yeah,
showing me all of this stuff. That's amazing. Okay, so what I had, let's see, I had another question. Okay, so how many readers on so I know it's new. So how many like readers have you had on the platform and like are you actively searching for readers right now? And tell me about that.
yeah. So right now, just to give you a straight answer, we have just crossed 3,000 customers
Okay.
as fully registered customers.
Okay.
What we do as a book sky, we do two things at the same time. We run ads ourselves, through the platform. So just like, hey, here's a new app that you can just bring with you, read anywhere Forget about Kindle. It doesn't matter. You have your phone. You can read anywhere you like. You
Yeah.
can listen anywhere you like. Things like that. And then also B, we select authors too. So that's another, I suppose, benefit for others being on
Yeah.
Booksky. We just pick you and said, you know what, your books look cool. We read two or three, they're fantastic. Let me use your books to run ads. So
Cool.
everybody's going to see your books and land on your page. You get your sales, and everybody's happy because
That's great.
to get your
Yeah.
books, that you have to be a customer. So we just use you as a
Awesome.
weapon, as a powerful tool, not
Yeah.
as an asset. You know what I mean? So you
Yeah.
are the one selling, it's your business. So that's one thing that we do. The second thing is within the app itself. So once you are within
Okay.
the ecosystem, if you register, for example, you get Booksky credits. Every day you log in, you get two Booksky credits. They look a lot, but they're not because they are literally the value is of 1 cent. So to buy a book of 4.99, you need 499 credits.
Right. Okay.
But if you log in every day, that's 2 credits every day. If you finish a book and you leave a star ratings, and remind me to go back to that to this point of the reviews and star ratings. There's something important for you that I think everybody wants to know.
Okay.
If I leave a star rating to your book, I get 3 credits,
Oh, that's great. Okay.
which which means I liked your book, or maybe I don't know about your books. Anyway, if I do leave a review as such, Booksky will reward me, give me credit that will allow me to buy new books. And if I am, why only authors should have a ranking list and not readers? So what we did in Booksky is that we have a ranking list of readers where they compete against each others, and they do on TikTok every day. They put themselves against, hell to reach their goals of reading 20 books per year
Yeah.
or 3 books this summer. Why would they do it privately when they put it on TikTok? So we thought, let's make it public on Booksky. That means on Booksky, there is a section that says rankings, where if you
Oh,
ranks among the first 10, you get X amount of credit. And if you're the
okay.
first or the second or the third, you get way more credits, which means your next book is pretty much going to be free on Booksky. The
Yeah.
authors get paid, but we offer
Yeah.
that book for them.
That's a
So that's
great.
another way we attract customers.
Yeah. That's a really great idea. And yes, there are, I mean, the readers are crazy. They're voracious. So, I mean, like, that's a great way to like sort of take that and turn it into something positive on the site. So, that's
Pretty
really
much.
cool. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So if authors want to, oh, one more question, and then I'm going to ask you this. Okay. So I do work with some narrators who have their own direct stores. Can narrators upload audiobooks? Like, can they create an account? Would they create an author account? How does that work?
So in the way that they have their own audiobooks,
So there are narrators now because I run a company called Buy Direct from Authors, and I have three narrators who have their own direct stores who are my direct store owners, but they're narrators. What they do is they narrate for the author. The authors have no desire to have their own direct store, so the narrators sell. They have their own Shopify store and they sell the audiobooks. So they're essentially they're the seller. So can narrators create an account with you and upload their audiobooks like they're selling them on their Shopify store?
yes. Do you remember when I went to the menu page and you could click on
Yeah.
author? There is also narrators and editors. We have 2 other platforms ready, integrated, but not active, not live, because we want Booksky first to stand on its
Okay.
feet as an author community. But there is going to be an option also for narrators and editors to cross path and work together.
Cool.
So
Yeah,
that
that's
means they
cool.
could sell their own service to each other, which is another way of Booksky saying that's the way we think
Yeah.
writing is all about. It's not
Yeah.
putting into an AI machine, it's about finding an editor, finding a narrator, work together to produce something meaningful. So that's another way we facilitate that. So it's
Cool.
it's it's pretty much ready. The only reason why we haven't launched it is because we have around 320 authors right now. We have
Okay.
a benchmark after which we will start pulling narrators
Got
and
it.
editors too.
Okay, that makes
Yeah. So
sense.
that
Yeah, I know
answers
you guys.
also that question.
Yeah, I know you guys are still growing. That's awesome though. I mean, I think that's really great. Like, yeah, to make that connection. Okay, so then my last question is, so yes, let's say an author watched this and they're like, okay, cool, I want to set up my Booksky account. So like, what do they do? Do they go, what's the, how do they do it? Where do they go?
The easiest way to go to the app. So all they have to do is write mybooksky.com. And once they're there, they click the menu button. They see the author tag, click there. They land directly into the author page. They sign up. They put their pen name as an author. Your private information remains private. You add them later on. So you just
Oh,
put the front end information, your pen name, what you write, where you're based, in terms of that's for Booksky. So we pay you the royalties.
sure.
And and then the account it's created. They land directly on the page where you add your ebooks, your audiobooks,
Perfect.
etc. And
Okay.
from there, they can do pretty much everything because they have access to the entire admin dashboard.
Okay, that's great. So you don't have to like wait for an approval or you're just gonna create your account and start uploading and get your books on there.
No, and that's actually an important point. That's another call we made early in the days. What are we going to do in terms of account monitoring? Uh, we do have a robust system for readers, but what about authors? And that also AI came into place, etc. So we landed into a, for now, reactive system because Booksky doesn't want to become a tool that nobody sees, that
Right.
nobody's behind the curtains. We want to build that relationship with others because we help in their career to, raise from
Yeah.
the ground, which means that it's not unusual if Booksky gets into a chat with you. If we talk about what next book you should promote, or what
Right.
about this performance or that performance, or as I said before, if you can send a message to say, I need help. So, what do? We filter our community of authors based on who you are.
Right.
No, based on algorithm where we think you publish too many books, you must be a
Oh, right.
bot. Let me let me delete your account. We don't do that. It's a personal relationship with authors. It's gonna cost time, money, yes. Do we care? No, because that's business value.
Yes.
Authors build for authors, so
Yeah,
by
exactly.
authors for authors. So we're not
Exactly.
going to move away from this business model for a long while. And we think if we grow too much, is there too much? But if we grow enough, we're just going to grow the workforce. So we're not going to move away from this business model.
Right. Okay, I love that. All right, great. So if you're watching and you want to be with a platform that is like has the personal touch, it sounds like Booksky is it. So you're going to go to mybooksky.com to set up your author account. Okay, so if you're watching this, I'll definitely set up an account and upload some books. Like I'm excited to try it. Like I said, I like to try everything. So um yeah, so if you're watching this, go create your account and get started and upload some books. And hopefully we can get some more authors for you. I know authors love that personal touch. So this has been
And
great.
And if anybody wants to have a closer relationship with me or with Booksky, there is also the private group of authors that are part
Yeah.
of the launch of Booksky, which is on Facebook. It's called Booksky Authors Only. It's a closed group. It's not visible. You have to look for it, request to get in. I'll approve. That means that we can also chat on Messenger, we can chat on Facebook. I found some authors find that easier to just
Yeah.
go through the tools on Booksky. So, and it feels a bit more, feels closer, more intimate.
Yes.
That means that you can also read all our past posts. You can read our weekly updates. If we release new features, you'll get notified and we're going to use that as a central point because, as I said, this is a community
Yeah.
of authors. So it's easier
That's
to
great.
get all the information there.
Yeah, I'm in the group, and you allowed me to join as my page. Thank you, because I do everything as my page on Facebook. So
True.
uh, it's very helpful. And yeah, so I'm in the group, and I love seeing the updates. So yeah, I highly recommend that everybody go find the group and join the group. So
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you for sharing all the info, and hopefully we'll have some authors join and give Books Guy a try. And it sounds like a really great platform that's really like author first and reader first. So we need more of that in today's world.
We
So
definitely do.
yeah. So Ross, thank you so much. And for everybody watching, thanks for lasting this long. And I hope everybody has a good day. I'll be back with more wide and direct selling and info in the future. Take care.